I just think that I'm a lucky person because I'm doing what I wanted to do. And waking up and realizing that every day has kind of been a blessing. I wanted to get a master's degree in international business, but in order to get accepted you had to have college language. So I had to study abroad and to satisfy that requirement, so I decided to go to Costa Rica. While I was there, I actually dropped out of the program and opened up an internet cafe. We sold coffee in the internet cafe, and everybody loved the coffee we were serving, which I thought was remarkable because it was actually crappy Costa Rican coffee, but it was fresh. I was like, you know, we really should get better coffee because people really like this coffee. What if we get Terrazoo coffee, which is the coffee that Costa Rica is known for? So we started selling that, and people really loved it. And people went back to the United States and they would call us and email us and asking us for more coffee. So we started selling more coffee, and we sold more and more and more coffee. My main mentor was this guy named Jim in Los Angeles. He had a coffee roaster. His family owned a coffee plantation in Guatemala. Being able to learn from a guy like that was very invaluable to me, to learn the basics of coffee, because once you get a strong foundation and appreciation of the minute things to make sure that your grind is perfect and that your water is perfect and that your proportion's perfect, having respect for all these small little things that add up to make a great cup of coffee. I've got a lot of pride in what I do. When I come up with a different blend or a different drink or a different special, I want to make sure that we're not cutting corners, we're not using crappy ingredients. We're going to try to use the best ingredients we can get. We're taking nuances of taste and developing that. Our palate here is just kind of differentiates us. We know what we like, and we think that majority of people are going to like what we like, so we try to give it to them. My assistant, Jeremy, he's going to Finland, and he's going to do a Finnish coffee shop excursion with some of the best baristas in the world, and I'm all for that. Yes, do this, and so you can bring back something that you learned and incorporate it here so that we can continue to increase our quality. When we first started, 5 years ago, only in a certain amount of time, it's been amazing how coffee has just changed in that little bit of time. We would buy the best quality coffee that we could get, but it would be on these massive farms where this person's growing this coffee, this person's growing this coffee, and they'll put it all together and sell it. Now the market's changing where we have micro lots, where we can access one farmer's coffee in a certain region, in a certain country, and get that farmer's coffee, which is great. We're really focusing our efforts to make sure that we get as many micro lots as we can. We think it's important that when people go into a specialty coffee shop, they get a good cup of coffee. And so many coffee shops butcher that experience because they don't know the basics of good coffee. So it's kind of our job to make sure that the industry maintains a higher standard. So when you make a great cup of coffee and give it to somebody, they're like, wow, this is great.